Hey y'all, I want to get on and encourage y'all real quick. I wanted to say this. I see how in this world today, and even in the past generations, how a woman's worth is determined based off of how much suffering she can go through with the man. Somebody recently said something to me about a woman who had went through a whole bunch of stuff with a man. They was like, that's a good woman. She loved that man through all his issues. Baby, at the end of the day, as a woman, this is just not a black woman. We tired of having to prove our value by going through a whole bunch of mess with a man. I feel like when I was married, my loyalty was real. I shouldn't have to prove how good of a woman I am by having to go through all that type of hell that I went through with a person while they get themselves together. There is no way a woman should be fighting for her marriage, because there's no reason for a man to put a woman in a situation where she got to fight for her marriage. But it's common. I understand that, for richer or poor, sickness and health, good or bad or whatever they say. But at the same time, as a man, and if you a man out here and you listen to my video, don't put your woman in a situation where she got to fight for you, and vice versa. Because why? When you made that covenant before God, when you said for better for it, we finna ride this out, did you not understand the words that you were saying? Did you not understand it? Because we throw these words around so much. We throw around, I love you and I'm going to be there for you and all this type of stuff. That's why a lot of people, their words don't mean anything these days. Because when you sit up before God and you say for richer or poor, for better or worse, and all that different type of stuff, that means being faithful to that person even when you mad at them. That means all that. I talked to a woman the other day, and she was like, she was going through a divorce, and she said, well, and she was going through a divorce, and I said, well, what happened? And she said, well, I'm ready to elevate, and my husband is not elevating. He's staying in the same place. So while she was on the phone with another man, literally, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In my mind, the man that she on the phone with, maybe he got a business or something like that, and her husband probably ain't doing too well in life right now, so he's not ready to elevate, and she's elevating, and he's not ready to do that, so she wants to leave her husband. That's the stupidest thing I have ever heard. One of the stupidest things. I hope he elevates so much after you leave him, because I hope you see this video. I hope he elevates so much after you leave him that you will be sitting there looking crazy that man actually made something of himself. Because if you a woman out there, and if you a man out there, and you're leaving your spouse because they're not at a certain level financially or something, you are the worst type of woman and man ever. I'm being honest with you. Because you never know who that person gonna be. You never know. A man might be going through a rough patch in his life where he can't find a job, or he's having issues mentally or depressed, because it's hard being a man. I've never been a man, but I'm sure it's hard being a man. They go through way more things than we go through as women. They literally have to be strong. They're taught to be a certain type of way, even as children. They have to be tough. They can't cry. They are the protectors. They're literally protecting the whole family. Can you imagine having that much weight on your shoulders? That's a lot of responsibility. And if you can't provide for your family, that can easily put you in a state of depression. It is your duty as a wife to build that man back up, not leave him when he at his lowest. I'm not talking about no man that's cheating, acting crazy, doing you going upside your head. I'm not talking about that man. But I'm talking about a man that's really out here trying, and you walk away from him because he's not elevating. That's crazy. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And the same thing goes for that man, because I went through that. I remember when I got out the army, I was at my lowest. I'm coming out here. Ever since I was younger, my dad had me building houses. I've been building houses since I was about 7, 8 years old. I've always worked. So coming out in a situation where I'm a stay-at-home mom, I don't know nothing about none of this. I've been in the army. I didn't work since I was a child. This is new to me. And then you go and cheat on me with women who look like they're better than me. When I made the sacrifice, these flies is just, ain't nothing but the devil. So it affected my self-esteem. It affected me. I'm like, well, I'm out here, I ain't got no job. I'm sitting out here trying to find myself. I'm at home every day. I don't know what it is. And now you look at me like I'm the bottom of the barrel. But what you didn't know is that God had already blessed me. I was already anointed. He had already created me to do great things, but you didn't see that in me. And a lot of y'all doing that right now. Do not leave your spouse because they are going through something financially. That man is low right now and he is depressed and all that. That is your responsibility to build that man back up. And the same thing goes for a man. Don't walk away from them. You never know who that person gonna be. Don't look at somebody else and be like, oh, well, they got their stuff together, I'm gonna leave my spouse for that person. Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. You never know what your spouse is gonna be. Some of y'all husbands just need y'all to believe in them. Some of y'all wives just need y'all to believe in them. That's it. I remember when I was married, my husband didn't believe in me. I had to believe in him and myself. I didn't have that. I didn't. I didn't have nobody that believed in me. I was fighting for that. So if you see my video and you trying to leave your husband for something stupid because he's going through a depression right now, I'm not talking about nobody that's going upside your head, cheating on you and all that stuff and ain't trying to do nothing in life. But if you literally know that this man is fighting and he is doing, don't leave that man. Don't leave that man for somebody you think is doing better than him. Don't do it. It's not gonna work out. I'm telling you, it's not. It's not. It's not gonna work out the way you think it's gonna work out. That is your responsibility as a wife to believe in that man. That's your responsibility as a husband to believe in that woman, even when she's at her lowest, because you never know what that woman is going to become, and you never know what that man is going to become. You don't know that. That is your responsibility. As a man, your wife is a reflection of you. If she look a mess, baby, you look a mess. I'm telling you. If you a woman, your husband look a mess, you look a mess. Don't be out here trying to build something outside of your home. That's your responsibility. But if you got a man who cheating and all, baby, I don't believe in fighting for nobody that don't want to be fought for. But I understand sometimes in a situation, you got to do what you got to do. I understand that everybody that watches my video is not going to get a divorce. All of y'all are don't need to get a divorce. Some of y'all have been cheated on and you don't need to get a divorce. You're going to make it through that situation and he might not ever cheat again. You take what you need to take from my videos, but my situation ain't your situation. You should be able to pull from it and learn certain things. I never should have been married to that man. Some of y'all are with you supposed to be married to that man. Oh, devil, you and your flies. So you take what you need to take. But don't go watching these videos on TikTok and all that, and you feel like, well, that's my story. I need to leave my husband. Everybody's situation is different. Some of y'all know y'all need to go. You know what your situation is. But some of y'all, you just might need to believe in that man. And vice versa. So I want to get on and encourage y'all real quick. It was a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, I'm just saying, like, I just don't feel like no woman's value should be based off of how long she fought for a man or all this different type of stuff and vice versa. Like if you see a man that's really trying, baby, your husband trying, then you hang in there with your husband. Okay? You hang in there with your husband. But if he just really don't care nothing about life and he doing you any type of way and them kids any type of way, it might be time to go. You know what's best for you. You ask God. You get wise counsel. So I want to get on encourage y'all. Love y'all. And follow me on YouTube. Forced to Divorce. Love y'all.